it's been a really interesting day. I mean, I think the pitch has played the main part, because yesterday I think we all were thinking that this pitch was going to be a pitch that 550 was going to be the kind of first inning score for New Zealand, and England would bat and get a big score. But for whatever reason, the ball started to do a few things today. It swung through the air. There was a bit of seam movement. I thought England were magnificent in the morning session. They hung in there to start with, and all of a sudden they got the breakthrough of Nicholls, and then Mark Wood produced that really high quality spell. Robinson was very, very good. He's had a very bizarre week, but all we can talk about at this stage is his bowling, and I thought he was very, very good, very consistent. Great skills. He can swing the ball either way. Should have got a five for Stuart Broad. Dropped that chance at mid-off.
Yes, he did.
So full credit to England, because you could have had a mentality of, wait a minute, this is going to be a real long day, and they kind of looked to me like they kind of rolled up the sleeves and said, come on, we've got to get some wickets, and they did so. And then with the bat in hand, you lose 2 wickets, which is quite a common trend with this England Test match team, and it down to the captain once again, and Rory Burns, who I thought played beautifully. But you can't keep asking the England captain to go out there at 18, 20 for 2 and think that he's going to continuously get you out of a hole. And that's been a real issue for England's Test match team for quite a while now. He did, and he was under a huge amount of pressure. And I like what Graham said there when he said, look, the role of the dressing room is to look after him. Yes, he's made a big mistake. He apologised in front of the team, and then obviously to read the statement out on television. There's still work to be done, and I'm sure there'll be potentially some more to come from it. But in terms of the way that he reacted today and went out there and performed under that spotlight, it shows that he's got a bit about him. He has got something about him, and the team have got to look after him. I mean, you're looking at a bowler that, this pitch has done a little bit, and I think England's problems going overseas over the past few years, over many years, is can you get 20 wickets? And he looks the kind of bowler that will get something out of a surface. You look at him potentially bowling in Brisbane in a few months' time, over the top, kind of Josh Hazlewood style. That's the kind of bowler that he is. I'm not saying he's Josh Hazlewood, but he's the kind of bowler that you would look to take to Australia to potentially have some success. So, as I said, we'll wait and see what happens after this game. He may be suspended, that's the whisper, but I don't think it's the last that we will see of Ollie Robinson. I do think he will have a career with England in Test match cricket. Yeah, and I think that's why it's been a really good Test match wicket, because if you've been willing as a bowler to hang in there and give it everything, i.e. Mark Wood yesterday, he got his rewards today. Didn't get any wickets yesterday, but he got his rewards today. Ollie Robinson, he's been standing the seam up nicely, changing his angles, bowling a little bit of in-swing, out-swing, and with the bat in hand, Devon Conway led the way. He just hung in there, had a great game plan. Rory Burns has done the same, Joe Root's done the same. Those players that have gone out there thinking they just play expansively, they've been back in the shed pretty quickly. And Graham mentioned, Dom Sibley. I thought that was a good ball. The angle in and then seam away. It looked a good ball. You can analyse lots of areas of the technical side of Dom Sibley all day long, and it's not perfect because he plays across the line of that front pad. But that angle from where Jamieson released it and it was going down and it seemed it was a decent delivery. Zach Crawley is my worry. You go back to the winter where he played expansively against the spinners and got out cheaply on a regular occurrence, and then he gets an opportunity here in England and he goes and plays a big drive too soon in an innings. Now Zach Crawley, he can't just be a pure player. He can't just think that this level, batting at number 3, he's going to go out there and just strike it to the boundary with ease all the time, and he's going to be playing the pull shot. Play that shot. It's one of his favourite shots, and of course you don't want to say to a young player, right, you're not playing that shot, but you've got to choose the right moments to play that shot, and that's the difference in the skill of playing at this level, is what to play, what not, but more so you've got to give yourself a better chance. And you look at all great players. Joe Root's a great player. What did he do today? He had to hang in there and he had to fight. Most of your Test career, whether you like it or not, it is fighting. You very rarely have that pure few hours of batting when you're playing Test match cricket. You do have to fight for every single run, and it was just an easy one. So he's just got to. He doesn't have to remodel his game because his technical side is very good. It's just his mental side. He's got to be better prepared and more willing to do the hard yards to get the big scores. You've got to tick off little milestones. Let's see what the weather's like tomorrow. If the clouds are around, it might move more than it has done today. So England have to adapt to the conditions. New Zealand have to adapt to the conditions also. England have just got to try and bat the day out. day 3, they've got to think, right, battle it out and see where it takes them. If it takes them into day 4 and they're still batting, you know what, they're going to put New Zealand under a lot of pressure. If they come out, lose 2 or 3 early ones, which can happen, particularly with this England side, and all of a sudden New Zealand have got a 100-run lead, well, they're going to be in the box seat. So I'm excited because Test match cricket going into day 3, the game's in the balance.